Hey everyone, this is Elias from Ref Match Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2023 GMC Canyon Denali. Now, yes, we've reviewed a couple of Colorados, and some of the stuff is still the same, but there's some unique differences that may want you thinking going Canyon. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, before we get started with this video, I just wanted to outline some of the differences and some of the, okay, maybe I would consider the Canyon over the Colorado or vice versa, maybe. So as far as the kind of overall drive and feel to the Canyon and Colorado line, I'll go ahead and add a couple of videos on the top so that you can see how, the differences. We've tested out the ZR2, we've tested out a Trail Boss, and we've tested out a Z71. And now we're doing Colorado and in Denali. So we get started on this, and first of all, black onyx color. If you want, okay, Denali, we know that it is all about the chrome and the shiny chrome and the shiny chrome. Yes, that is what this trim is really about, and kind of luxuries and things like that. If you want your chrome to stand out, go with the black onyx. It looks really, really nice. And yeah, just like we said, the chrome, that is what defines or identifies that this is going to be a Denali trim. So we have the nice big grille, we have the red GMC badging there, which is nice. We do have the front facing camera for the 360-degree system. This does give you the option for the underbody camera. Again, GM, I need a truck, I need a Colorado or a Canyon that has the underbody camera. I want to show it to my fans. Yeah, so in that sense, here's a little clip that I have from the media drive of it. Let's just say the camera is really cool to have it underneath because it points to the front and it points to the back as well. With the kind of different design of the Canyon compared to the Colorado. So with the Canyon, we're not going to have the headlights up here. We are going to have it in this little component down here. So it's kind of like that eyebrow, I guess you could say, is the top, and these are the eyes. Where with the Colorado, we did have it in kind of one piece up here. But I like this design. We have it in our Trailblazer where it kind of looks like this is the headlight, but it's actually at the bottom. So I do like this. We do have LED fog lights as well. Very tiny, but very good output. Now, here is where the difference kind of starts and where maybe the Canyon is a little bit better. And again, we're talking Denali, not typically known for super like off-roading, but it's still a very capable truck. Now with this, with it being the Canyon, we do have the bumper cutouts. These are similar to the ZR2, to the Colorado ZR2. And you don't get it till you get to the ZR2. So the fact that we have this on literally every trim of the Canyon, it makes you start wondering, do I go with the Canyon or with the Colorado? So it is a nice little added feature here because the approach angle definitely is going to help you out with getting those tires to touch first before your bumper touches first. So it is a nice little touch to that. But other than that though, I like it. So which one would I pick based on front end? I would say the Canyon. Yeah, I just like the front a little bit more. I like the front headlights a little bit more, kind of having it split like that. My personal, I wouldn't go necessarily with the Denali bling. I'm not too much of a bling if you do it right. And I think, I don't know, I see this more rugged than really a luxury or yeah, kind of that segment to things. But it still looks nice, and I would definitely go AT4 as my choice. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have under this hood. We get under the hood and we have the 2.7 liter inline 4 turbocharged engine cranking out 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. It is connected to the 8-speed auto. Now with this being the Canyon, we do only get the high output tune that GM offers for the 2.7 or the 2.7. So unlike the Z71 and the Trail Boss, which it's an option, this is already set up that way for any trim you get of the Canyon, which is nice. Granted, you're paying more for it, so it's pretty much just kind of hidden in the costs in there. But I love this engine. It is such a peppy engine. I love the fact that, you know, you do get a good amount of power. Now, it does kind of have a little bit of a turbo lag, but like I mentioned with the ZR2, I feel like it's more that when the turbo kicks in, it's just so much more power, because we did drive the Z71, actually, yes, the Z71 without the high output tune, and it felt really, you know, linear. But this, and there was no turbo lag. There probably just wasn't enough power. And that's what this does. The high output just gives you that boost of power, literally. And that's when it kind of feels like turbo lag. It's just giving you more power compared to the non-tuned option, so non-high output option. But other than that though, it's great. The transmission, yes, I've talked about that transmission. It's more of the tuning. It's still kind of on a delay when you go to really drop a couple of gears. Yeah, I still kind of wish we had like a manual mode for this. No sports mode on this either. But overall though, it's really nice. I love the power output that it gives you. The feel to it is kind of fun, actually, having that kind of just surge of power, so to speak, as opposed to kind of a more linear. Yes, it can be a little bit more useful, but sometimes you just want to have some fun. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have in those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package, and we have this big 20-inch wheel, and it is wrapped in the 275/60 Bridgestone Dueler AT tire. Now, a couple of things with this. The wheel itself, the design is really nice. I love it. It's got that tarantula leg kind of look to it. Really cool. Love the color. Love the machined face look to it. The tires were good, but they're not tall enough. And I think when we're talking about the wheel and tire itself, this I think is a little too big. It looks great. It looks incredible. We'll see it when we get to the side profile. The proportions look really nice, but the performance of feeling literally every little thing on the road was maybe not the best. It felt like the chassis was getting unsettled because of the bigger sidewall, bigger wheel with the smaller sidewall. Another thing is I've driven the ZR2 Colorado. I've driven the Trail Boss and the Z71. Not as big wheels, so I know it's this setup, not the suspension. You do get with the Canyon, you do get the 2-inch lift, which is good. We got that in the Trail Boss, and it performed really nice. So I know it's not the suspension, because that worked really well with the smaller wheel and meatier tire. Best flagship suspension, the ZR2. Yeah, that Multimatic, and with those bigger tires and smaller wheels, that combination was incredible for ride quality. Yeah, the more off-road package turns out to be the better suspension setup for on-road. Yeah, that Chevy, you guys did a great job with that suspension. But other than that though, the brakes were good. It doesn't feel like a big wheel, like in the sense of the steering wheel can sometimes lose feeling. Not at all, not with this. So it felt planted. It's just that the road is being translated too much into the cab. But let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get to the side and we can see this thing is nice. It's a nice little truck side profile. And let's get started on breaking down different sections. We get started in the front and we can see the faux headlight part at the top kind of wraps around a little bit. Now, with these fender covers, or flares, I guess you could call them, they are a little bit different on the Canyon compared to the Colorado. On the Canyon, we get these little lights, yeah, which look good. Typically, I'm not a fan of orange, but yeah, that looks actually really nice. So I'm sure there's smoked options. I'm sure there's clear options as well, but I don't mind the orange. Kind of adds a little bit of that splash to this black onyx color. Now, when we get down to the wheels, we can see again, they are a little bit on the bigger side. So you can see kind of the proportions to the truck. Yeah, they look good. I don't mind the way that they look. It's just, again, I'm kind of going back to that performance they were giving us to go into the cabin and vibrations on all that stuff. But yeah, overall though, it's a nice look to them. We come over here to the mirror and we do have the chrome mirror cap. We do get the camera down here again for the 360-degree view, which we still don't have an underbody camera. Yes, we need one of those. Now, this is the only shame. Again, I pointed it out in the ZR2, and I'm gonna point it out in the Canyon, especially in the Denali edition or trim. We should be getting folding mirrors. Yes, I don't know why we don't have folding mirrors, but I would like to have that, especially on a truck that we're paying a little bit more for than we would typically do. But we have that. And we also get the chrome handles that look really nice. I am so surprised we don't get a chrome trim around, because this is the Denali. We should be getting that flashy bling to it. And what I am glad we do have is this step, and I'm glad it's chrome. It looks nice, and I like the design. I like the points that we get there of where it attaches to, so I like this. I probably wouldn't go off-roading with this because they do kind of hang low and they are fixed, so they are not motorized. So yeah, just be aware of, if you decide to take this off-road, which is capable, it definitely is your side steps. Yeah, they're probably gonna get hit and get you caught on something, but they do look nice and they are so functional. Yes, especially with the 2-inch lift, it's easy. It's been easy for myself, my wife, and my kiddo, so he wasn't complaining like he was with the ZR2, to get in, because it's a lot easier for him to just step in and go in. Now, as far as the back, again, we get the little light. We have the nice fender flares. Yeah, that's the other thing with the Canyon. All of them are going to have the Trail Boss style flaring. So the Z71 doesn't get it in the Colorado, but every trim of the Canyon gets it. So that's another thing where if you don't want to spend too much and you want to go with the elevation trim, which is the entry-level Canyon, you're already going to get the fender flares to fit bigger wheels and tires if you decide to go that route. You know, you're gonna get a lot of those things standard, the engine as well. So yeah, nice kind of, you're paying a little bit more, but you're starting at a little bit higher point as well with options. But overall though, I do love the side profile. Looks really nice. We have those splashes of chrome, especially, you know, we have your nice little Denali badge. So let's take a look at what we have in the back. We get to the back and we can see this is nice. I love this rear. There's a lot of in-your-face things to this as well. But overall though, I do love the design we get. Let's get started on breaking it down. We get the taillights that are nice LED system. I do love the design. We do get kind of the elements inside still visible, even though the outside is red. Now, the rear bumper, ZR2, disliked it because we didn't have the cutout. We didn't have the cutout that this has. Yes, and the other Trail Boss and the Z71 on the Colorado side have it. So I love the fact that the Denali has it as well, and we didn't kind of change it up or anything. So yeah, also if you take a look at it, kind of the design, it looks like they're kind of interchangeable. So ZR2 might still be okay with having this step to get in and making bed access a lot easier. We also have that kind of texture at the top, which is really nice. We do get a painted bumper. I don't know how this would probably look with chrome, but I have a feeling that that's probably the route they should have gone with, just to add that more Denali bling to it, so to speak. And we have the GMC badging, which is really nice. I do like the red. I do like the chrome around it. I do like the Denali, just really in your face there. Now, with this one, we don't have a trailer setup for it, but we do have enough towing capacity when equipped properly to be able to tow my Miata. no issues there. Definitely, even with the ZR2 and the AT4, I believe it's the X that also drop in towing capacity, it's still enough. These little trucks have come a long way with towing capacity, so definitely a nice touch to have with this. Now let's go ahead and open up the tailgate, and yes, it is dampened, so it's a little bit easier on opening up and not just kind of slamming down. So just like the Colorado, we do have a nice little ruler here. We do have the storage area here on the tailgate itself, and yeah, we can put drinks in here, we can put tools in here, and it also, if you decide to go with drinks, you have the plug to make sure it drains, and it is nicely weather sealed as well. So we go ahead and close that, and it's fairly easy to just kind of do that. We have the bed liner on this as well. Really nice touch to it, and we have a power plug right in there. And again, just a really nice rear end, and tailgate looks great. Just everything, it's a good package. Well, let's go ahead and we will remote start it. Yeah, again, we're not expecting super big rumble, but we do have a good sound. Now, surprisingly, this one didn't have a chrome exhaust tip. I was expecting that, especially in the Denali. So if you get the Denali, make sure you go ahead and get yourself the chrome tip, because it really will kind of seal the deal, or just kind of be the complete package for this trim. Let's go ahead and head inside and see what some of those differences we see in there. Now, when we go ahead and we hop into the Canyon Denali, this thing is really impressive. There's a lot of nice things in here, which we're gonna go ahead and hop in and let's go ahead and discuss. So the first thing is definitely these steps. These steps have made getting in and out so much easier into this Canyon. And when we open up the door, we do get some nice luxuries. This is what I'm talking about, the Denali trim and what it's definitely all about. So when we get to the door, this area is nice, and it's plastic, but it's a nice plastic. It's a nice durable plastic as well. We do get this wood. This wood just looks so good. It feels really nice as well. And we get the stitching. This has been my favorite out of all the Colorados I've driven, and this one now, the Canyon, this design here has definitely been my favorite. This though, I guess I just wish it were a different color, which we'll talk about when we kind of get more inside. But it's still nice. We do have the nice bow system, which you're definitely going to want to get. It is so worth the price. Still though, we have lackluster storage where we're not really getting, yeah, that's if I get my wallet, that's literally all that can really fit in there. And in here we can fit a water bottle, but that's pretty much it. There's, yeah, not much space. And then we have this little cubby here. So this definitely is still lackluster. We do get two programmable options as well, which is nice on this. And yeah, let's move on to the seats. The seats have been so nice. I love the color. I love the stitching. I love the attention to detail. The Denali badging is really nice. We do get, again, that just, it's so much better than the other ones. I wish, yeah. And if you go AT4, which is what I like in kind of my the Colorado ZR2 kind of thing, is you get white interior on an off-roading truck. No, GMC. That is the one thing that just didn't make sense, and a lot of people were complaining about it. But overall though, these seats look really good. I love that piping that we have there. The color is really nice. It definitely is not the same color. It's just slightly off from the kind of other parts of the interior, which we'll take a look at. But yeah, power option as well. It does have vented options. It does have heated options, and they both have been working really nicely. So let's go ahead and take this easy step in, and let's take a look at all these things we have in here. So let's get started on the steering wheel. The steering wheel is nice. It's basically the same thing that we get in the Colorado. So there's a lot of nice things and some improvements compared to the Colorado. So what I mean by that is this. Yes, thank you. Thank you, GMC, for doing it right and getting the stitching to match the interior. So I love the way that that looks compared to kind of the gray that we had with the ZR2, which was kind of a missed opportunity because we had that awesome yellow trim that just kind of went all around the dashboard. I really liked that, and they didn't put it in the wheel, but thankfully with the Denali we do get that. And it is a heated steering wheel as well. No need when it is 74 degrees outside but feels like 100. So no issues with that. The ergonomics is nice. I love the feel to it. There's, you know, the softness to the leather. It's just a really great wheel. This is definitely a nice touch to it, and again, that just adds that little extra splash that I was looking for in the Colorado. Would I trade it for the Canyon? Yeah. It's just that much of a, okay, thank you for paying attention to the details kind of thing. Now let's take a look at the gauge cluster. So with the Canyon, we do get the larger display, which is really nice. We turn that on and we get a nice big screen. Now, a couple of things with this is I kind of found out, so in my review of the ZR2, I complained that we weren't able to kind of change that middle component to it. We can. I just found out that it is a really backwards way of doing things. And if you ever watch my Cadillac Escalade V video, you'll realize that, yeah, it's that system that's just so weird to add, which we'll take a look at. But as far as the views, we have maps. Yeah, it's a little bit on the price side. So we do get those maps there. We do get the off-road options here, which is nice. You know, we can see all the details of the transfer case, the steering angle, your pitch and roll, your compass, all that good stuff. And we have the simple look to it, and then we get the center gauge with some things on the side, and then back to the dual gauge. So we don't get the ZR2 kind of like digital. It looks like a little bar that kind of fills up, but yeah, you can see there it's kind of a minimalist look to the gauges, where if the needles don't go there, it doesn't highlight those numbers. So we have that. Other than that though, yeah, it looks good. No complaints about that. Let's take a look at how we're supposed to change that center gauge cluster. So you're supposed to go home and then go to vehicle info, which also happens to be there. And then if we want to do like tires here, you have that information. You have fluids, we have engine, and there's different things to that. Oh, and let's say we go to tires and we go to tire pressure, we press there and we say add to driver display, and it says yes, it's going to show that. And then it changes here, except as you saw that it took a while to kind of get there, and someone texted me. I'm not sure who texted me, but it interrupts that, and now it's just it should just be a button here like everyone else pretty much does. So I was surprised that we didn't get that option here, or even here. Look, you have a blank space. Come on, let's add some buttons here. And yeah, that needs to get changed. So I apologize for those people that have seen my ZR2 and thought we couldn't change it. You can, it's just really weird and it shouldn't be set up that way. Now with this Canyon Denali, we did have the heads-up display available, and it's nice. It's very simple, straight to the point. There's not much to it. We get your speed, and yeah, it's good. I like it. It's a nice little extra when you don't want to look down at the gauges to make sure you're staying within speed, or just to see how much fun you're having. Don't worry, it's really bright, it's really sharp. It's just hard. These things are always hard to capture on camera, but yeah, it's really good. Liked it. It was a nice added touch. Not something I really needed in the ZR2, but would have been nice in the Colorado ZR2 to have something cool, you know, more off-road stuff in the heads-up display. But yeah, overall though, that's a nice little touch to have. Now with the Denali, you do get the Bose system, which, just like I said, sounds so incredible. The low sound really good and rumbling, the high sound nice and crisp, and the mids are just so sweet. It's just a really, really good sound system. And again, the only thing I would say is you're gonna want to put tape or kind of mark that off, because that will reflect on your windshield. So pro tip, mark that off with black Sharpie or tape it off. Now we get over to the infotainment system, and this thing is nice. It's basically the same system we get in the Colorado, and no complaints there, really. The wireless Apple CarPlay has been really good. We do get the side shortcuts. One thing I have been encountering, which let me know, guys, if you have a Canyon, if you experience the fact that this middle button keeps disappearing on me. I put the camera on there, but it's gone. And I'll show you really quick how to add it. So it's just a matter of going to your main apps, holding it, and bringing it over. For some reason, this keeps coming off. But yeah, we have that. No issues with the wireless Apple CarPlay. Love that. We do have, again, this kind of section that I missed with the ZR2, but I'll address it here. And it's just all these different options that you have for trip information and fuel economy and just everything here. And again, you can send that over to the gauge cluster. We do have the off-roading things like we did before, so we still do have Baja as an option here. We have terrain and overlanding, and yeah, just a really nice look to this. And the other thing with this, yes, we do have the very controversial why don't we have a light switch. We do have off button here on the screen, auto, you know, city lights, so to speak, and then we have the low beams to be always on. Honestly, I haven't used anything but auto, haven't needed to, so it's not too bad. You still do have the high beam option on the stock of the light here, so no complaints there with that. Only thing is, yes, the fog lights, it takes a while to kind of get to for that. We come down to the AC stuff, same thing as we got in the Colorado, nothing changes there. So with this Denali, we have a couple of buttons here. We have the all windows down. We have the on-off start for the engine. Hazard, we have your lane keep assist, and we have auxiliary power switch there. Yeah, we don't have any fun things like the differential lock. That will only be in AT4 and higher. So Denali doesn't get it for your basic city driving. And then we have your USB connections. This does have the wireless charger. This was great in the ZR2. For some reason, it is misbehaving in this one because I do have to, you know, I can chuck the phone and it will be great at picking it up, which it did right there, but I don't get it to last. Like, it will literally, probably about a minute or two, it will stop of charging, and I've had to like lift it up, put it back in, and it starts charging, but then it stops. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't think it's my phone, because I did try another phone and was kind of having the same issue. So I'm probably missing the sweet spot, which is kind of weird because I just tossed it, as you guys saw, and had no issues with it there. But yeah, that's the wireless charger. We come back a little bit more, and yeah, we still have the same options for your drivetrain there. So let's take a look, and when we press or when we move the wheel, we have off-road mode, we have tow haul, terrain, and then off-road. Yeah, normal. So we don't get the Baja mode that we had with the ZR2, so it is a little bit more on the simpler side. And yeah, other than that though, it does the job. You know, you also have the option for the 2 high, 4 low, and 4 high there as well, and for auto. Shifter is good. Still missing again the manual mode would be nice, not just the L button there. Cup holders are still the same, kind of get in the way when you have bigger cups on there. The one thing I think this does have an advantage is the finishes. I love this wood. This wood looks so nice, and we do have the Denali kind of etched in there. We do have the information of the coordinates. It's just really, really nice. I love This finish, definitely a lot more over the Colorado. Nice touch there with that wood touch. Now we get to the back, and yeah, this is still pretty much the same as we would in the Colorado, but we do get these better looking seats. Definitely love this option more, where we get, again, that stitching. It just looks really nice. The storage underneath, though, still really bad. Exactly the same as we had in the Colorado, so don't be surprised when you literally cannot fit a water bottle under here. That was the biggest thing, biggest surprise. You could see, yeah, because of storage, I have to have my bag kind of out here. And we do have my kid's seat there. No issues with getting him in. Really loved it. Had no complaints about it. And of course, his favorite, he has his armrest with his cup holders available right in there. But yeah, pretty much that is what you get with the Canyon interior. Well guys, there you have it. That is the 2023 GMC Canyon Denali. Now, let's talk about numbers, because this one was surprisingly higher than I expected. Compared to the ZR2 that we had, yeah, which is obviously the flagship, short of the AEV Bison. But this one started at $51,000, and it only has two options. It has the sunroof option, which I could care less. I'm not a big sunroof guy, even though I drive a convertible. And I have the Onyx Black color as an option on this one. So that brings up, with destination, you're looking at $53,990. So it's a good amount of money compared to the ZR2. What would I get? Man, I think I would probably go ZR2. And I know they're different animals. You know, this is more on the luxury side and more in the street side of things. But if I were to go Canyon over, you know, Colorado, that Canyon front end is so good. That Colorado, though, that ZR2 is just so good and such a great value. Yeah, it's tough, and I like the interior of this one, but if I want to have the ruggedness of the ZR2 or the capability, off-road capability, I do have to go AT4, and that gives me the interior that I don't like. A white interior on an off-roader, yeah, that's maybe not the best idea. But AT4 would be nice, but then just the value of it is just so much less than when you get the ZR2. So, not sure. I'd probably, if it were my money, ZR2. That's probably where I would go. If it were somewhere else, yeah, we're going AT4X Canyon on that. But overall, though, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. There's definitely a Colorado and a Canyon for everyone. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this quick video of the 2023 GMC Canyon Denali. Let me know which one you would pick. Would you go Colorado or Canyon? Well, see ya.